Alright, here we go with a random pack with a twist. Today what we're going to do is lock ourselves in to a single pet per tier. So as soon as we buy a pet from a tier, that is the only pet that we can buy from now on. So here on turn 1 I buy the single hummingbird. On the right hand side of the screen you can see we've locked it in as our tier 1 pick, and so we cannot buy any other tier 1s except for hummingbird for the rest of the game. And that includes buy sells as well, so no buy selling the cuddle toad there to get the toy. This is kind of like a variation on a challenge that I had on my website a while back. I mean, it's probably still on the website, but I haven't used it for a long time. And then here we get very lucky getting the double sphinx. So we can do the old magic carpet followed by magic lamp shenanigans. Now here I'm offered 2 tier 3s, both of which aren't great because one of them is a buy sell and then the other one is dugong, which is not going to work in this scenario. I was also putting some extra restrictions on this, so if you had a pet like Fringehead or Beluga, I wasn't putting any other pets inside them besides the ones that I'd already picked. I don't think it's going to come into play in this particular run, but yeah, it would feel a bit like cheating if I just took Beluga and then put whatever I wanted inside it. I was still playing summon pets as normal though. With these random packs, you know, you obviously are a bit limited in terms of what's going to turn up in each pack. So we don't want to make too many rules and make it an impossible task. So level up into Sparrow, which is going to go perfectly with the existing hummingbird. And then skip. Now obviously, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that almost all of the time the tier 1s will be sold before, on or before turn 5. But in this scenario, we basically just have to keep the hummingbird. Unless we happen to roll into some incredibly strong units from higher tiers. But since we've committed to the Sparrow, it makes a lot of sense just to keep the hummingbird indefinitely, and it also will counteract any ailments that we happen to face. So we have 3 slots left in terms of pets that we can add to the team. Although the actual damage blocking from Sparrow is pretty strong in the mid game, so we don't necessarily need to reach for a tier 5 as soon as we get to turn 7. I guess we don't actually have any level ups anyway. You're definitely going to find that you're not going to get into position for level ups as easily when you're restricting yourself like this. Now, I could freeze the vanilla bean there, give a pet a head start when we bring it in. Now, double Sparrow, I'm pretty sure Sparrow stacks, so now the strawberries should block 10 damage, is it? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, the Sphinx at the front there took 0 damage, which I didn't actually notice how much attack the pet on the other side had. Okay, we get the level up possibility here. We cannot take the clownfish because we already took Sparrow, which is the tier 4. We didn't take a tier 3, so that is still a possibility. Yeah, so the Sphinx there is taking 0 damage from 7 attacks, so the Sparrow definitely does stack. Kind of unusual that that's the case. You don't really see anyone taking advantage of that very often. So we level into Jersey Devil or Leopard. Now Jersey Devil normally here might be okay because we have 2 level 3s we could sell, but since we're doing this kind of challenge, it really doesn't make any sense at all. And then look at this, there's a very fortunate roll where we get a Sparrow in the leftmost slot beside the Leopard. So we're committed to taking Leopard now as our tier 6. And yeah, we'll just plonk it down in the middle of the team. Actually face an opposing strawberry team, but they don't have the benefit of the damage blocking from the Sparrow. So even though they had the behemoth there, it was pretty straightforward. So we could go for level 2 Sparrow now. And we'll put the cauliflower on the leopard, just on the off chance that it snipes something and gets a KO before the strawberries are applied. Oh, it was 1 HP away there. That was unfortunate. Yeah, and then it doesn't have enough to knock out the wasp. We've still got tiers 3 and 5 to fill in, and we actually get the Stingray here. So I think I'm going to level up the Sparrow and then bring in the Stingray. Yep. We actually get the Leopard as well, which is perfect. So the Stingray goes into the tier 5 slot, so we only have one left, but I'm pretty sure at this point there's not going to be any benefit to selling anything for like a base stats tier 3. So we're pretty much tied into this squad. Lucky that everything survived the Great One. And yeah, the damage blocking does a lot of good work. So I think I take, yeah, Stinky Sock, and then we'll get rid of the Stingray, I think, and then bring in something else, either another Sparrow or another Leopard. Mainly because we're on turn 12, 8 trophies. I could keep the Stingray, I guess, but I think, yeah, we'll get rid of it, bring in the Leopard. Probably should have just taken one of the perks there. But we'll freeze Cornucopia because it could give us some good stat food. This is funny because the Nurikabe actually takes 3 hits there, all from the snipes, I think. Or maybe it was two from snipes and 1 from the hummingbird attack. But yeah, it didn't take any damage, so the crane didn't activate until afterwards, and we actually scrape a draw. So feed up the Leopard, and then we'll go for the level 3. When would have been the last time I had a level 3 Leopard in customs? I don't know. Now this is a very odd team because it looks like it's not set up properly. The Gelada's not transforming, so they're clearly missing something there. Or maybe it was because the Hooded Seal turned it back in shop. Yeah, that's probably the explanation. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions there. Cornucopia, and then probably Hot Dog, yeah. Okay, it doesn't have the Leopard, but not to worry. We still got 3 hearts, so we're in decent shape. Hopefully the other Sparrow doesn't get sniped here. And this is almost a free-to-play team, but they do have the Hippo from Danger Pack. However, they've got multiple units that have the maple syrup. Now, I'd be interested to see that battle run back if they didn't have maple syrup. I'm not sure if we would have been in trouble there, but as it turned out, we got the victory without buying any other pets on those 5 tiers.